What's going on, everyone? Coach Aaron here, back in another video to help you dominate a platform. Today we're going to go over how to achieve lat tightness in a deadlift so you can have a more efficient and big pull. So let's get right to it. What's going on, my powerlifting people? Thanks for tuning in to another video. Hope you guys are having a good day. If you've been watching my channel, then you saw that last week I put out a couple of videos going over some bench press tips, and this week I'm putting out some videos going over some deadlift tips. So if you saw the previous video, you saw where I broke down the deadlift starting position, going over all the key points and how you can improve your deadlift starting position if you happen to be in the wrong position. And if you are new here to the channel, you didn't see any of the videos and you don't know who I am, my name is Aaron Khamesi. I'm a powerlifting coach, athlete, referee, and meet director. So I make videos here on this channel for those groups of people. So you can always go check out my bench press tips playlist and my deadlift tips playlist to see these videos that I'm talking about. And then you can always subscribe to the channel so you can see more of these videos as they come. Today we're gonna try and do a quick video going over how to achieve lat tightness when you're in the bottom position of the deadlift. Some people feel like they can't get their lats tight, or they feel like the bar kind of swings out in front of them away from their legs when they start their deadlift. So we're gonna go over to my computer, we're gonna go over some examples of how you can get your lats tight and what things to look for when you are videoing yourself. So let's get right to it. All right, so I have here a video of a conventional deadlift pulled up. We'll do a sumo deadlift as well, but similar to the last video on starting position, it's gonna be very similar as far as the key points and the things to think about. It's just gonna be that the hands are gonna be outside the legs or inside the legs, depending on whether you're doing the conventional deadlift or the sumo deadlift. So when you get into the bottom position and from the side view, if you're filming like this, what you can look at are a couple things. One, we'll go over, you can look at the t-shirt, depending on what kind of shirt you wear, you can look at it and see what it looks like. Another thing you can look at is the shoulder position, seeing where it is as far as like how close it is to your head versus how close it is to your hips. And then another thing you can also look at is the end of the elbow, seeing where that pointy part of the elbow is pointing to, as far as if it's pointing more towards your head, more towards the camera, or more towards your hips. So I'll play this real quick just so you can see what I'm doing here. So you can see I'm moving through a couple of different positions, and these are things that you can do for any of the lists and for different cues you're trying to think about. For example, I put this in my bench press starting position video, is you can move through a bad position in one extreme and a bad position in the other extreme to see what it feels like and see what it looks like on the video, and then try and find that good position. It's hard for you to know what a good and bad position are like, what it looks like and what it feels like if you haven't been in there, or if you're always in one position. So trying out these different positions will get you a feel of where you should be and where you should not be. All right, so what I'm trying to do here is twist that elbow forward towards the rack and towards my head, and that's gonna raise my shoulder blades up, and then you can see how the shirt itself kind of tightens out, so now it's nice and smooth. And so this is a position you don't want to be in, because you can't get those lats tight, okay, when you're internally rotating the arm and raising the shoulder blade up and towards the ears, okay? So that's a bad position. So then what I try and do is, now let's go into the other position. Let's go to the other extreme. So now what I'm doing is externally rotating the arms, pulling those shoulder blades down towards my hips, okay? And pulling the elbow, the point of the elbow now is pointing towards my hips or towards the bar, not towards the rack of my head. And so that way you can see now in the shirt how you can see all these wrinkles in the shirt, okay? Because now I'm compressing everything in that torso as I'm pulling the shoulder blades down, pulling everything tight, and that's how you're gonna engage those lats. So again, here going into a bad position, internally rotating, raising everything up, okay? If you do this hard enough in the deadlift, you may actually feel like your chest is getting tight, like your pecs are contracting. And so some people may feel that, like, okay, I feel tight in my pecs. And then doing the other position is externally rotating, getting those lats tight, and getting the elbows pointed more towards the end of the bar and more towards a little bit to the hips. So that's what you can do, is go through that range of motion, see what it feels like, go all the way forward, see what it feels like to be in a bad position, and then pull it all the way back and see if you can get into a good position. And then when you do that process, okay, you're actually gonna feel the lats working too. So you'll feel the lats get tight as you're contracting them, and then you can start your pull. When you do this, you want to make sure you're not pulling the shoulder blades up, okay? So up here in this direction towards the ceiling, okay? In the squat and the bench press, we do want to squeeze the shoulder blades together, okay? So we'd want to pull the shoulder blades together and pinch them up towards the ceiling for the squat and the bench press. But in the deadlift, we do not want to do that. It's going to be near impossible to hold that position with a heavy enough weight when you're getting towards your max. Also, it's going to shorten your arms by pulling those shoulder blades back. So now you're going to shorten your arms. You're going to make it more difficult for you by increasing your range of motion and putting yourself in a less efficient starting position. So what you want to do instead, like this, is have the shoulder blades rolled forward, okay? So you can see that they're not squeezed together. They're rolled more forward, and that is going to lengthen your arms, which is going to put you in a more efficient bottom position and decrease your range of motion. So that's what we want. What we want to focus on is instead this pulling the shoulders to the head and pulling the shoulder blades down towards the hips. Some people will say try and pull your shoulder blades down into your pockets, okay? But another way to think about it here is that twisting motion, okay? So if I can maybe draw on here, what I think about is a twisting motion. So with this arm, the left arm, I'm trying to twist in this direction, okay? And on the other arm, which you can't see from here, I'm trying to twist in the other direction, okay? So it's that twisting motion. So with my right arm, I'm trying to twist out clockwise, and then with my left arm, I'm trying to twist out counterclockwise, okay? And that's gonna get my external rotation. It's going to pull the shoulder blades down, okay? And it's going to get the lats tight. So that's the motion that you want to be thinking about, to twist the arms and pull the shoulder blades down towards the hips. So as I do that, then there's that position. So I'm not squeezing the shoulder blades together, I'm not pulling them up, I'm only pulling them down towards the hips and twisting those arms. And then that's going to get the lats tight. You can see the spine is nice and neutral. The rest of my starting position is good. You can watch the previous video going over all those different key points for getting in the proper starting position. And then there's the starting position, then you can initiate your pull. All right, from there, if this doesn't work for you, you don't quite feel it, or maybe you do feel it when you're doing the twisting back and forth, but you can't get it on the first try when you're just going down and grabbing the bar and not doing that, and you don't want to do this every single time you're doing a rep, is you can think about different cues that you've heard out there, or different cues that you maybe want to try out that will help you. For example, like I said, some people think about pulling the shoulder blades or putting the shoulder blades into the pockets. So by putting those shoulders and shoulder blades into the pockets, and that's trying to pull it towards the hips. Another thing is people trying to think about bending the bar around your legs. Okay, so it's that same twisting external rotation, but also you're trying to pull in this direction towards the hips. So by bending the bar around the legs is going to get you those shoulder blades down, and it's going to pull the bar into your legs, into your shins, and then your shins obviously are going to stop the bar. So when you're pushing into your shins or pulling into your shins, then it's going to get the lats tight and maintain that as you're doing your pull. And you can also practice that if you want, or any of these other positions, is instead of using the bar, you use something that gives a little bit, like a PVC pipe. So if you get a PVC pipe and you hold in this position and you do that twisting motion or pulling around your legs, you actually see the PVC pipe bend a little bit and bend around your legs. So then that can help you to be like, okay, that's what it feels like. That's the lat tightness, that's the movement. Then you're gonna do the same thing with the bar. Obviously the bar is not gonna bend, but then that position of you pulling and bending the bar for the object that's not bending is going to get those lats contracted and tight and maintain that tightness as you do your pull. All right, and as I said, the same thing holds true for sumo. That's why I put all the focus on the conventional video and going over those things. Now we can go over to the sumo video, and it's going to be the same thing. And not only is it the same thing for sumo and conventional, it's also the same thing if you're using a mixed grip in one direction, mixed grip in the other direction, double overhand, or hook grip. The grip doesn't matter, you want to still try and achieve the same tightness, and you can use these same methods. So with the conventional, I was using a mixed grip, and then here with the sumo, I'm using a hook grip just to show those differences. So as I go here down into the sumo position and I have my hook grip set, okay, here, I'm trying to purposely internally rotate my arm, pull those shoulder blades up to the ears so I can get a feel for what the bad position is. And then I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. There you go, twist the arms externally rotate, pull those shoulder blades down towards the hips, and then you can see now you get all these wrinkles in the shirt as I'm getting everything tight, shortening the torso and locking in those lats. Okay, and then you can also see the elbow position is pointed more here towards the hips rather than pointed towards the rack. Then I can start my pull. So now I'm in a good starting position, the lats are tight and the bar will stay on the legs. All right, so hopefully this was a shorter video than the last one, since the last one we really had to break down the starting position for conventional and sumo, go over all the key points, everything like that. This one we're just going over that one thing, lat tightness. If you have trouble figuring out your lat tightness, try out this little trick. Remember, internally rotate, shrug everything up so you can figure out what that bad position feels like, and then externally rotate, pull that shoulder blade down towards the hips so you can feel what that lat tightness feels like. Then you can also try that bending the bar around your legs, either with the empty barbell or with the PVC pipe if you want to feel that little bit of a give, so you can see what it actually looks like and what it feels like of actually bending the bar around your legs, the pipe bending a little bit, and seeing what that lat tightness feels like. And then trying to recreate that, obviously with a heavy enough load, whether it's conventional, whether it's sumo, mixed grip or hook grip, it's all the same. That's how you want to create that lat tightness. All right, so hopefully this video helped you out. If it did and you liked it, make sure to give it a like. Go check out the bench press tips playlist if you want to see the videos I put up for bench press last week. Check out the deadlift tips playlist if you want to check out the videos I put up for this week. Yesterday I did the starting position video, and then subscribe to the channel if you want to see more tips like this and other things I put out. For example, I put out programming videos, meet directing videos, and just other powerlifting tips in general to help you guys out and help you dominate on the platform. All right, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.